Hey, what up, everybody? It's Pop-Tart Monday. What is going on today? Everybody having fun out there in Monday Night Raw land. Who's fired up for the road to WrestleMania tonight? It seems that last night, it's all of but confirmed. Mr. T will be going into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2014 at WrestleMania 30. This is something that honestly I think should have happened a long time ago. Mr. T, honestly, his name doesn't really mean a whole lot in celebrity status. You mean, like, TMZ might sort of put him up there as a laugh for the people who want to, relive and think about the 80s and everything like that. But Mr. T hasn't been a household name star in a long, long time. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who don't even remember eating Mr. T's cereal back in the day. Everybody go check out, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And right there, he's eating that big bowl of Mr. T's cereal. And every time I see it, I wish I could run out to the store and pick that stuff up. Awesome days. But if you really think about it and you really go back, watch that WrestleMania Rewind about WrestleMania 1. When they talk about, the main events of Hogan and Mr. T going up against Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful. Of course, you got Cowboy Bob Orton and Jimmy Snuka out there on the outside. And hearing how everything went down and just how basically, Mr. T came from the outside. He was a big star. He had won like some big, the best bouncer competition. And somehow that ended up with him getting the gig on A-Team. And A-Team is one of the most popular shows on TV. Even though the show didn't really last that long, I can remember watching it back in the day. And I think I really did watch it just because of Mr. T. I can't really remember a whole lot of shit except for the theme song, the van with the cool red stripe, and there was a whole bunch of explosions and shit like that. And I remember watching the finale and then making a big deal about it. And then once I grew up and realized the show was only on for a couple of years, kind of surprised that NBC would make a big deal about a show that they were canceling just because it cost so much money for it to produce. But Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, two things that really go together. WCW brought Mr. T in for a bash at the beach, and he walked Hogan down to the ring. WCW was trying to relive all of the 80s moments, trying to make themselves a little bit more relevant in what was going on at the time. It wasn't until they turned Hogan into a bad guy that they made their money's worth out of it. A whole lot of what was going on at that time really never really made that much sense. When Hogan came in there, it just seemed like they signed him and they thought people were just going to flock like gangbusters to see Hogan, just to see Hogan. But, Mr. T, honestly, when it comes down to it, WrestleMania 1 had a whole lot of celebrities. You had Billy Martin out there, the manager of the Yankees. You had Liberace. I don't really know what the fuck Liberace was there for. The Rockettes. Muhammad Ali as the special guest referee. He took that one shot at Piper, and that was about it. But, there would be no WrestleMania if it wasn't for Mr. T getting into the ring. As big of a star as Jimmy Snuka was, or, anybody else, it's hard to put that together. And if you were to use WWE's biggest star at the time, and Andre, and put Hogan and Andre in a tag team going up against Orndorff and Piper, it's too one-man lopsided. And then for them to really find a way to bring Mr. T back for, of course, the WrestleMania 2 boxing match, it's fun to watch it. It's not a good match at all. It's just fun to watch when Piper loses his shit and he throws that stool across the ring because Mr. T couldn't land the hook even though he was a past... I guess he was a semi-pro boxer or something like that, and he still threw that weak-ass punch that didn't even connect at all with Piper that was supposed to send him down. Roddy Piper talks a whole bunch about how much he didn't like Mr. T back in the day. I've never really heard if they've put that under the bridge, and that's just, water under the bridge, and nobody really thinks or cares about it anymore. But he did send one tweet out saying that, the earth was rattling at the Piper headquarters last night when he heard about it, so, he's going to be all shook up. Piper's going to be in town for the WrestleCon, so you would think he'd be stopping by and saying hi at the Hall of Fame. Hopefully he stands up and makes an ass out of himself yelling at him. Maybe they can throw their dukes up and have a little match out there. I know at one point they thought about having WrestleMania 1's whole main event go in there as the Hall of Fame induction this year. I don't know. It never really made sense to me unless they were going to set up a ring and reenact the whole match again. They take a lot of pride in Ric Flair being a 2-time Hall of Famer, but of course that would make Hogan, Orndorff, Snuka, Orton, and all those guys would be 2-time Hall of Famers now. You would sort of blow that class out of having two things in there. Of course, Ric Flair going in for himself and for the Horsemen. Sort of a bad moment in my mind, not putting Arn Anderson in there solo before putting the Horsemen in there or any of the other guys. Just, I don't know, it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But this is Stevie Breach. Everybody enjoys your Monday. I'm going to snack down on this Pop-Tart and we'll have a good one. Peace out.